Hi everyone. In this video, we'll be constructing the ellipse using the foci or focal point method. You can also call it the intersecting arc method. In this method, we would need to get the focus of the ellipse. So we'll be needing two points that would call the focal point 1 and the focal point 2. So we will be using 100 mm for our major axis, while our minor axis would be, this is 100 mm for our major axis, and then our minor axis would make use of 60 mm. So major axis equals 100 mm, while the minor axis would give us 60 mm. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to locate the focal point of the ellipse. Now, to locate the focal point of any ellipse at all, you take half of the major axis. Half of the major axis is okay, first let's call out the points of our major axis. Let's say this is A, B, C, and D. So to get the first focal point, we need to take half of the major axis, which is OA. So to be our radius, so with radius OA and center C, that is the point on the minor axis, strike an arc to cut both sides of the major axis like this. So we have it like this and like this. I repeat, radius OA, that is half of the major axis, half of the length of the major axis, place it at C to get this point and this other end. Now, these 2 points that we have gotten here, here and here, is focal point 1 and focal point 2. So these are the two focal points that we will be working with. So the next step is to divide the focal point into equal number up to O. So divide it into equal parts. So I just divide it into 3 equal parts. So you can divide it up to 0.0 here, or you can even just give a distance, like, okay, say offset it a little bit, but the same offset that you give here must be the same offset to give to this other end. But you can also divide it all through to get equal number. So for easy working and easy explanation, let's just divide the whole thing. That's from point F2 to 0. So I'll be using the line division method to divide my lines. So I'd like to divide this into 3 equal parts. You can divide it into 4, into 3, into 5, into 6, as much as you can. The more the points, the easier it is for you to trace out your ellipse. So I'm using the line division method, and I want to divide it into 3 equal parts. So I'll take 1, 2, 3, okay, 4. Then it's F2, and then get to draw parallel lines. So it's so with this you have divided into equal parts. So I'll just call this F1. Let me call this 1, 2, and 3. So I'm just going to offset this same distance on this other end because they share the same distance. So I'm just going to offset this here. 1, 2, 3. So I have this, and I can as well call it small letter A, small letter B, and small letter C. So we move on to our construction. Now, to get our point, what we need to do is to start with this side with A, capital letter A and small letter a here as radius. And F1 as center. Strike an arc above and below. Then, with capital letter A and 1 as radius, F2 now as center, strike an arc to intersect the previous arcs above and below. I'll go again for you to get the next point. You take A, B as your radius and center F1. I'm taking AB as radius now and then center F1, strike an arc above and below the coordinates. You can see that. Then with A as radius, A to 2 and center F2 here, strike an arc to intersect the nearest arc that you have there. Now repeat the same thing too for A to C. A to C and radius F1, strike an arc above and below. Then go back to A again. 2, 3. You know we've done for 1, we've done for 2. Now we are 3. Place it on F2 and then you do what? Strike your arc above and below it. Now you can do that for AO too. A to 0, F1. So it's going to strike here. It's going to be here. So you may not even need to roll that. Now repeat the same thing you did on this side to this other end. What do I mean? Place your compass at B and measure B1, B21 as radius, center F2, strike an arc above and below. Then A to A1 here at F1, strike an arc to intersect the previous arc, just like this. Then we'll move on to B to 2 with F2 as center, strike an arc above and below it. Then A to 2 with F1 as center, strike an arc to intersect with the previous arc. Then we'll move on again to the last one, B to 3 B to 3, and then F2 as center, strike an arc above and below. Then we have the last but not the least, A to 3 with F1 as center, strike an arc to intersect the previous arc. Now you have gotten the points needed to trace your ellipse. So your ellipse is definitely coming to this point of the coordinates to B, C, A, D. So now link them to this point of intersection. That point of intersection, it comes here, goes to this one, goes to this one, to this one, to this one, comes down to this point, here, here, here. Then you can now easily trace your ellipse. So you can see that. I'm going to trace my ellipse now using your French curve, or you can use your free hand. Even if you have a broom or something, you can assess it. So if I have my divisions, if I have more number of divisions, say I used 5 or 6, it will also help to bring my points closer. So the higher the number of your division, the closer they are for you. So it makes tracing easy. Now with this, I can now get to outline my ellipse. So here is the desired ellipse. Thank you.